It's pretty easy to drop a cube in Cinema 4D R18. It's most similar in other versions of the program as well. So what you want to do is go up to your toolbar. You're going to see this cube and you want to click on that. That'll drop the cube right into the center of the page. A couple other things that you can do with this cube is to move it, and that is done by clicking on the move option in the toolbar, a little cross section right there. It'll give you 3 axes. You can move it up, side to side, front to back. This is called the X, Y, and Z axis. Y is up, X is side to side, and Z is front to back. Another thing that you can do in the program is scale the cube. If you want to make it smaller or bigger, all you have to do is click on the little square as inside of a bigger square next to the cross section of the move button. And to use that, all you really have to do is drag the big boxes around, and it'll make it bigger and smaller. Doesn't really matter which one. They all do the same right now. There's also a smaller square right between the bigger square and the cube, and if you slide that around, that is going to scale it just in that axis. This is very useful for getting a square the size that you want exactly. A rectangle you can make like that. It's very useful. Another thing that you can do, let's actually delete that cube right now and put in a different one. You can rotate your cube, and that's the rotational button right next to the scale button. Now rotating is pretty simple as well. You can rotate it with the little axes as well, and there's now rotational axes. There's a X, Y, and Z, same concept applies. You can also enter the rotation down here. So you want to rotate it 90 degrees, you apply. You want to rotate that one 35 degrees, apply. You want to rotate that one to 0 degrees, apply. If you ever want to undo options, all you have to press is Control and Z. There's a certain number of undos that you can have, so just be careful with that. Let's delete that cube now. Another thing that you can do is that you can make your cube editable. So in order to do that, let's drop our cube back down, and let's add a couple segments as well. Have some fun with the cube. Let's add about 8 segments. 8 as well, and 8 as well. We're gonna have our cube selected, press C, and now what you want to do is go to the left hand side. There's going to be another toolbar. You're going to click on the one that has the polygon face on it, and that'll give you all the subdivisions that you just made. Now with this, we can extrude, we can move, we can scale each little square. So let's press this square, let's extrude it, and that gives you sort of a funky little square now. So lets you kind of mess around with the cube a lot more than you could. If you want to make a shape, if you want to model something, most models are started from a cube, because you can really change it to what you want to change it to. But if you want just the square to come out and for it not to look like this, let's undo a bunch of this stuff. You've got to right click on your mouse and go down to extrude. The shortcut for that is MT. So once you have your square that you want to extrude selected, so you want to extrude that one, you just click and drag right. That's going to create another cube, a rectangle coming out. Now this can also be subdivided. Just have to go over here, subdivisions, click 1 if you want one subdivision, or if you want more you can click more. You can also extrude this one. Always extrude to the right. Even if it's up top, going down, you're always going to want to extrude to the right. And if you want it to go back, extrude to the left. And if you wanted to create a little window right here, all you have to do is extrude, and that creates a small window. There's a couple other things that we can do with the cube, but I'm going to save those for more advanced tutorials. But for right now, we're going to try to keep it simple and stick to just what we can do with the cube without making it editable. So let's delete that cube and bring in another one. Let's talk about coloring and shading the cube. What you want to do is first you want to go down here and double click in this space over here. That's going to create a material, and say you want your cube to be blue. So you should make it blue, drag all your markers to the blue. It's going to create a nice little blue. What you can do is you can drag it onto the object on there, or if you have a more complex scene, you can drag it onto your object over here in the workspace. It does the same thing. Say you want to make one side of the cube blue but the other side red. What you would want to do then is go to the cube, make sure you have it selected, make sure you have one segment for each one, and press C. So now you're going to have an editable cube. What you want to do is click on one segment and make that blue. Then you have to make your other color. Let's make that one red. I'm going to drag that one on there. Oh, click on it first. There we go. Now we have a blue and a red sided cube. Looks pretty nice. And if we wanted to make the top a different color, it's going to go over here and let's make it green. Yeah, let's make it green. Make sure we have it selected, drag and drop. And there we have it, a nice little multicolored cube. And that's about it for this tutorial. I think that soon I'm gonna put out a tutorial on how to make a Rubik's Cube because it's so simple. This channel is gonna be doing very simple videos at first, moving on to more intermediate videos later on, and so on until I progress. But yeah, as of now, we're gonna be doing very simple videos on how to mess around in Cinema 4D. A couple other programs as well. I think I'm going to be doing some tutorials on Sony Vegas, After Effects, maybe even some in Audacity, I don't know. We'll figure it out. It's been everything 3D here. Talk to you later, guys.